What up? This is Robert Ory.
Ory, three-pointer. Buries it.
You might know me as Big Shot Bob.
To Ory for three. Oh, unbelievable. This guy is off the charts.
What's going on, Big Shot Bob?
Robert Ory from downtown.
All right, show number 2 this week is the shoot-around. A day after Leap Day. That is B-Dog Brandon Harper. I'm Rob Jenners. That's 7-time NBA champion and YouTube star Robert Ory. Leap Day is always super weird to me.
Oh, my goodness.
That we have a day once every 4 years that just doesn't exist the other 3 years. I don't know why. Something about Leap Day just always screws me up. It's like the fake day.
Ain't Halliburton born on leap year?
Yeah, there's actually a bunch of people that have Leap Day birthdays.
How does that work?
Chucky Brown was born on leap year. He just celebrates the first. If it's okay,
no I figure you got to go forward or back, right? Like either you're celebrating on the 28th or the 1st, but you can't. Yeah.
So
March 1st. He would celebrate his birthday on March 1st.
It has something.
I would celebrate both days.
Yeah,
the 28th.
Give me both. Yeah, get both.
Yeah,
I get to straddle the day that doesn't exist. B, to answer your question, I think it has something to do with kind of recalibrating the calendar every 4 years, just to make sure that our seasons and stuff stay on time, because otherwise we would be like the rotation of the Earth isn't exactly 365 days. It's like 365.2 or something like that. So
let me
if we
just say this.
Always made it 365. Eventually, summer would be in the winter, winter would be in the summer. It would rain cats and dogs. Yeah.
If you're a smart person, and this is mostly going out to the men, and if you're about to get married, you should get married on February 29th.
Oh, hell yes. I promise you there are people that tried to do that. I promise you yesterday a shit ton of people got married because they're like, I only got a once every 4 years. I got to spend money on a gift every 4 years.
Exactly.
Yeah, sign me up.
You know, exactly, man. You should get married February 29th.
The ultimate anniversary.
Let me go up here and tell Candace, like, yo,
let's redo our vows on February 29th. And then I ain't got to hear your ass for 4 years.
This is going to be our official wedding date.
You forgot our anniversary. It doesn't exist this year. I didn't forget shit. All right, one topic we did not get to on the Tuesday show that I did want to play was this audio of Draymond Green. And by the way, do you guys listen to Draymond's podcast at all?
Nah, all I see is like the clips.
It's good. Like
he's really good.
He does a very good job. For however much of a hothead he gets to be on the court sometimes and just makes me want to scream. As a commentator, and when he has a point to make, he's very well-spoken, very eloquent, very smart. He does a really, really good job. But he brought up Anthony Edwards because he really likes Anthony Edwards as a player. Like he's just like, this guy's got, and we've talked about it on the show before, the upside of Anthony Edwards is just outstanding. But he really didn't like the way he played during the All-Star game. Like, he didn't like the goofing off and like, I'll let him say it, but you'll get his point here.
And so to play defense backwards, to shoot left-handed threes, I thought that was a little outlandish. I thought it was a little crazy. And like I said, a little disheartening just because of who he is, who we all think he is going to be to this league. A part of being the face in the NBA is also being a steward of the game. As the face of the NBA, you're kind of in direct partnership with the NBA to continue to move this thing forward. And maybe Anthony Edwards doesn't want to be the face of the NBA because everybody don't want that. And I get it. If Anthony Edwards is who I think he is, somebody needs to be teaching him that.
Actually, an extremely valid point, I think.
You know, but the counter that is that everybody that was in those locker rooms. You think about it, nobody in there took it serious, so why should he? You know, you follow your leaders. If you coming out and you taking half-court shots, you taking shots from the other end of the court, he's going to look at his elders and like, oh, you're not taking it serious, so why should I? And so you have to this is everybody who played in the All-Star game who didn't come out and play hard. So you cannot blame Anthony Edwards. He's just following the lead. That's what you do. And you know, and I said this about, think about this. If Kobe was in the All-Star, the way he approaches games, the way Allen Iverson was in this All-Star, the way he approaches games, you know, you see the clips where he's joking around where the guys gonna get minutes. But these guys, when they step on, even Carmelo Anthony, These guys, they compete. They want to show you what they can do. They're not coming out, shooting bombs. So it's about the path that you're leading. So, I understand what Draymond is saying, but, Draymond, you got to tell your boy Steph, who was on the All-Star team. You got to tell your boy LeBron, who was on the All-Star. AD, play hard, and there was a follow that mode, and these issues be resolved.
Yeah. Who are the other guys that a lot of people talk about when they start talking about facing the next faces of the league?
That's
Shea, Luka,
Jason Tatum, maybe.
Tatum.
They don't really talk about Jason like they should.
Well, Jason's name has come up.
Yeah.
He said it himself.
That's been this week's. There's been a bunch of stuff about that this week.
Here's my thing. Ant is 22.
Young.
He ain't even in his prime yet.
Oh no.
I can't take from what I saw in the All-Star game, because he told you what he was going to do. The man told you the whole time that he's going to try to shoot left-handed throughout this whole, even in, I think the skills challenge he was in?
I don't remember.
He was in one of the challenges where it required you to knock down a three to move to the next thing.
That would have been a skills challenge. Yeah.
He was shooting left-handed. Yeah. He told you what he was going to do. And the simple fact of the matter is, I think he's a few years away anyway from being the face of the league. But I'm telling you this right here, the way he plays during the regular season, we wouldn't be talking about Anthony Edwards if he wasn't him. If Anthony Edwards doesn't, at this young of an age, at 22 years old, if he was not, he has his team as the number 1 seed in the West right now. A big reason. So he's a few years from being the face of the league anyway. But like you said, some of the guys that are ahead of him, everybody want to talk about Luka being the face of the league. Luka didn't take that game seriously.
No, I don't think anybody took that game. They gave Dame Lillard an MVP for chucking up half-court shots.
They shot a combined 100 and some
168 three-point attempts. Yeah, it was beyond stupid. I think Draymond's point, though, wasn't that nobody takes it seriously. It was just more that at some point, if you're going to be that guy, then you should take it seriously.
I think he will.
I don't give a shit if anybody else does.
Right.
But at some point, if you want to be that guy, like Kobe, I had audio, we didn't get to it like 2 weeks ago. I had audio of Kobe from, probably 5-6 years ago saying, I wish these guys would go out and play because the NBA All-Star Game is a friggin' joke. And when like to your point, Rob, you'd say, when I got out there, I played my ass off because I wanted to show the best players in the world, I'm better than you. And I'm going to beat you, and you ain't going to be able to stop me. So he always played hard. At some point, someone is going to need to either turn that ship back that way for the All-Star game, or we're just going to have to blow the whole damn thing up and walk away from it.
Yeah.
And I think at some point in time, I won't hold it so much against him now. But I do think everybody, that's what made Kobe so special. Everybody ain't Kobe.
No.
But I do think, who's to say at 24, 25, Ant doesn't come in and say, y'all can joke all y'all want, but I'm going to bust all y'all ass in this game.
Yep.
Yeah, I may have joked when I was 22, but when I'm 24, 25, and I'm at the beginning of that going up into my peak, I'm knocking all of y'all out. Y'all have all the fun y'all want, but I'm going to collect me a couple of MVPs in this game.
Yep. And that was actually, there was a piece of the audio I didn't include there, which was Draymond's point early in the conversation was, don't you want to win an All-Star Game MVP? Isn't that something that you would like to put your name on a trophy? Right. So if you go out there and you play your game while everybody else is fucking around, guess what you're going to win? Yeah. Go ahead and just get your name into an MVP trophy for the All-Star Game. Go ahead and do it.
Right. Yeah. I mean, I get him. I understand it. You're right.
But everybody chose not to. So I understand both sides of the argument. I really do. But I just thought it was a good point from Dre. All right, one more piece of audio before we move on to questions. I got some audio of our big buddy Shaquille O'Neal here. Did a show with Allen Iverson on his podcast, and Dennis Rodman's name came up. And I just love hearing the rando stories behind the scenes of like shit that Dennis Rodman did. But I thought Shaq's approach on Rodman is just perfect.
You told me some stories now.
This dude would come in. The meeting's at 5:30. Like, you got to be there at 5:30. 45 minutes ago, he'll come in with 40 minutes on the clock, eating chicken and rice, not paying attention. Doing in the middle of the meeting, take a cold shower, not paying attention. We go out first, then he'll come out, give you 25 rebounds, stinking like a put his clothes on and go to the club and had the baddest woman I've ever seen in my life. He smelled like garbage truck water, and he got models on him at the club. Like I was a party guy. I thought some party had some thing, but I ain't never seen what I seen with Dennis Rodman. I was actually mad. Me and Uncle Roman.
What I mean. Like I was mad. Electra.
Yeah, I was mad. Not because he had the girl. I'm like, this ain't even wash his ass.
Hey, Shaq forgot about something. He would literally finish the game, put his clothes on, and work out after the games, and then walk out. He forgot that part. He worked out after every game.
He would take a cold shower before the game, play the game, bust his ass, rip up 25 boards.
Mm-hmm.
Not
work out.
Not shower, work out, and go.
Yeah.
And still have the most beautiful women you could even.
I've never seen him in the club.
That boy's sitting up there going out and about, smelling like the produce section at Publix.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I mean, Shaq said he smelled like garbage truck water.
Yeah.
Well, that's another way to describe
it. Just right, but like, God, man, like, did you ever play on a team with Dennis?
Yeah.
Okay, so you were there when he was okay. You were there when he was there. Okay, all right. Mm-hmm. So, what was your experience similar to that? Is he right in his assessment of? Dude,
it was because when he first started doing it, everybody was like looking at it like, did this motherfucker just work out and leave? And then he put Carmen Electra on his arm and walk out. Yep.
Yeah.
Did he stink?
I never got that close to him.
Okay, all right.
I'm under the assumption
that he stunk. Yeah.
If he did all of that, then I was played a game, worked out, and then just threw on some clothes and left. He ain't.
Mm-hmm.
He a little ripe.
Yeah, he gonna be a little stinky.
Yeah.
All right, let's do some questions here. Question from Nick. There's two Kevin Durant topics here. I'm gonna pull these two together here. But the question from Nick was, do you think Kevin Durant will finish his career in Phoenix? He said this week he loves the city and he wants to get in their Ring of Honor one day, but you got to spend a long time trying to get recognition like that. Is he just saying that because he thinks it's what fans would want to hear, or do you think he's actually going to stick it out in Phoenix?
That's one of those questions I cannot answer because I don't know.
I can. That man ain't staying in Phoenix. I'm going to tell you this now.
To get into the Ring of Honor?
Forget all that. That's not happening. That ain't even, that's not happening.
Okay.
He's going through some of the same things now that he did in Brooklyn. Why? Because Bradley Beal is hurt. He can't stay healthy. It's one of them big three that is never going to be able to stay healthy enough for you all to play together long enough. Now, they played together longer as a big three than what he ever did with Kyrie and James Harden in Brooklyn, which is wild because they were together 4 seasons. But Bradley Beal is the China doll that's broken right now. And he can't stay healthy. So you're kind of seeing remnants of what happened in Brooklyn. So my thing is, after a while, when you go there to win titles, right? You didn't go there to pair up with Devin Booker and Bradley Beal just to say, hey, let's hang out, shoot a couple of hoops, and we can go paint the town red. No, we came here to win. But he's not going to be able to win without those other two guys. And they don't play good enough defense to kind of supplement that. So guess what's going to happen in year 2, 3 of this?
Well, this is year 2, isn't it?
This year 2. Okay. Maybe I say after next season. You're going to be hearing rumblings about, well, how long KD going to stay? KD's unhappy. KD doesn't think he can win here. Same story, different city. And I'm not blaming KD, but all this stuff we've heard about this with Golden State. We've heard this stuff before. It's the same song. It's just played by a different band. So when I don't care nothing about all that, you know what he's going to do? He's going to try to go back to Oklahoma City, where it all started, and retire there.
It's a good
that's just what I believe.
No, I think you got a point.
He's not staying. And the Ring of Honor, brother, you might as well forget that.
Dude, Ring of Honor is for players that spend, huge portions of their career in a city and accomplish for that city. Dude, this is your officially second season. You didn't even play a full season last season. This is officially season 2. You got 8 more seasons and maybe a couple of titles before you get a shot at Ring of Honor?
Bro, he's 30. What is he, 35?
Yeah.
And I know he's still playing very well, and obviously with his height and the fact that he can shoot the ball great. But as far as
you'd have to finish your career there, and you'd have to do it with some fanfare, with some titles.
Bro, you're on the back end of your career.
Yeah. He ain't winning no title no time soon.
So you think KD? So okay, with that being said, how long do you think KD is going to be there, knowing that they're not going to win the title no time soon?
I don't know. I don't know the parameters of getting in the ring on him there. So because when I was there, I didn't give a shit about only I gave a shit about was getting up out of there. So I don't know what the process is.
I just don't see it.
I do want to give him some credit to switch to my other Durant topic with the way that he handled that fan the other night.
Oh, yeah.
When they were running onto the court for pregame warmups, a woman screams, "Bitch!" And he stops dead in his tracks and turns.
And goes over.
And it was a woman, and I'm going to assume her husband, who had very, very good seats. They were like second, third row behind the basket. And the first thing she does is she kind of like smiles and like puts her hand out like, "Hey, I was kidding. I was just trying to get your attention." At which point he talked to him for like probably about 30 seconds.
Yeah.
And then waved him off like, "Screw you. You're ridiculous people." Went out to do warm-ups. Well, then here comes security. Security comes running around. They're going to remove these two people.
He said no.
He came over. He said, no. Leave them.
Leave them.
They're fine. Just leave them be. We're going to ignore them. We're going to ignore them. Just let them be. I thought that was like as well as that could have been handled by anybody. He handled that about perfectly.
Yeah.
Like show that to young players.
Yeah. You see a lot of players. He said, "You suck." Oh, he said, "I suck. Get him out." I'm like, dude, come on, man. Yeah. For him to handle it the way he did, as much as grief as we give KD about a lot of stuff, he handled this the best you ever going to probably ever see. Because players are, you think about players get mad at other players for calling them a bitch. They get mad at other guys. That was handled very well by him because he could have went back to her and called her a bitch. Tossed her out
and got her bounced.
And then she's banned for
right. And then the story would have been Kevin Durant gets a woman thrown out of a game. Not that she instigated anything, called him a bitch, and then but he, to his credit, kept his cool.
Yeah.
Kept it calm and even. Had a conversation, and then said, "No, let them enjoy their game, and let them watch me just run up on everybody."
Here's the funny part about it. A lot of people. They say those things hoping that the guys never hear. And they just ignore it because obviously you're a professional athlete. How dare I can say what I want. There's no way that you would ever come over and waste your time and address me. And we've seen that numerous times, even with Russell Westbrook. If he hear it, he going to address it. And I get it because I don't care how much money you think I make. And I understand I have more to risk and to lose than you do. But you're just not going to get off scot-free saying whatever you want, however you want, whenever you want, and you think I'm not going to address it. And KD and those idiots as sitting as close as they were.
Oh, man.
Bro, they running out on the court. You don't think he was going to hear that?
There wasn't anybody out there. It was a sparse little group of people at best because it was pregame warm-ups.
Yeah.
Everybody's still getting in the building, people getting food. Yeah, no, it was only, I think they were when he turned back around to talk to him. I don't think I saw anybody else even in their section yet.
They weren't. Now they
were just there by themselves. And then it was like, gotcha.
I was just trying to get your attention.
Yeah.
Nah. I could have turned your whole night around by kicking y'all out.
Yeah.
The game ain't even started.
Yeah,
right.
This is pregame warm-ups, man. We're in warm-ups, man. We ain't even tipped off yet. But yeah, show that, by the way, take that video, show that to every young player in the league. Like, this is how you got to handle this stuff. Do it with class, do it with dignity and respect. And if they cross the line, let them be the asshole. But don't put it on you. I thought that was really good. Let me bring you a piece of audio, then we'll close with a question. Kenyon Martin. I've heard stories about George Karl. Obviously, I don't know what's true and what isn't, but I've heard a lot of rumblings from a lot of players I've known over the years that didn't take too kindly to George Karl. Apparently, Kenyon Martin still hates his ass. This came from Gilbert's show, but the way that Kenyon Martin goes after George Karl here, holy shit.
First and foremost, fuck George Karl. Fuck him and the horse he rode in on. If we had a different coach, we win a championship. You didn't add no value to nobody, bruh. Not one of us. As a coach, as a person, you didn't add value to shit that we did. You walk through the locker room and not speaking to people and think people supposed to kiss your ass and you ain't did shit as a coach. You're a horrible person, George. Live with that, dog. God don't like ugly, bruh. And you ugly as shit on the inside.
Wow, damn. It's been a minute since I heard somebody cut somebody down like that, dude. Holy shit.
Man.
Wow. Like you were at least in the league when he was coaching.
Yeah, I've only had one run-in with George. That's on the draft day. You know, how you go to Chicago and you meet with these coaches. And when I had the meeting with him, he asked me, why you not playing in Chicago? I said, because I'm better than these motherfuckers. He said, I don't need to play here. And he's like, you think so? I said, no, I don't think so. I know so. And he's like, okay, meeting over. And that's the only run-in I've ever had with George Karl. You know, because at the Chicago, at the combines, either some players play and some players don't. And I didn't play. And he's like, what makes you think you don't play? And I told him, I was like, okay. And he walked out. That was the end of the conversation.
Well, all right.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
Do you think the Nuggets should have won that title? George Key, they're kind of hanging that. I've heard a lot of guys hang that at the feet of George.
You know what? I thought they were going to be really good. I thought Carmelo had a good chance to be MVP, and then that team broke up. They broke it up, and we were one of the teams that beat them at that time. But I just felt like they was on the verge of becoming good. And then Kenyon went to New Jersey or wherever it was something.
Yeah, I think he went to the Nets. Yeah, I think he went to the Nets.
Yeah. They had the Lakers prevented them from reaching their pinnacle.
Timing. It's about timing, man. If you got a dominant team, a team that's we're called a franchise that's going to be like a dynasty, and you run across a dynasty at the wrong time, you just screwed. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you got to make the most of the opportunities you got while you got them, because in the NBA especially, they're short-lived.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah, I'm a firm believer that this has nothing to do with Melo, but Melo obviously was the face of the Nuggets. I'm a firm believer that Melo hurt himself from winning a title when he decided to go to New York over a place like Chicago.
Yeah, you have to hear that whole story. He I forget who podcast, but you need to listen to him. And he talks about leaving Denver and then going all the places. He said it wasn't his fault. He said when they started breaking up the team, he's like, well, shit, I got to take care of myself, and so you should listen to that his story about everything that happened with that situation.
Okay. Now I did hear that if it's the same podcast, so he talked about how a deal to the Lakers was done at one point in time. He said Melo was going to the Lakers, and I think it was for like Lamar Odom, and Powell was going somewhere. But he said that deal was literally done, and that was nixed. Like that was so, Kobe got two rugs pulled from under him with Chris Paul and
then again with Melo.
Melo, yeah.
All right, last thing to shoot around this week. A question from Jerry. Please tell me you guys have seen the new Major League Baseball uniforms.
I've been hearing about the one that
they're
Nike
see-through. The pants
I didn't know it was
are
see-through.
see-through.
Oh, I didn't know that.
You can see the players' boxers. You could see their jerseys tucked in under their belt line through their pants.
No, I ain't know that.
I'm going to send you a couple of pictures from. They are see-through.
I want to see that.
No. But I mean, like you can't see that. I mean, now here's the thing. There's going to be some players. They're just going to be like, well, if you could see it, I'm going to let it ride. No jock in this game, kids. Let's go. Let that birdie swing free. It's going to happen. But Rob, were there any? His question were there any crazy regulations about what you could or could not do under your uniforms in the NBA?
I was so mad at one point. I had back issues, and I like to keep my back warm. And the NBA, I had it's not like today where you can see the sleeves people can wear. I had a tank top, and I had a perfect tank top that fit right under my uniform. You couldn't see. It moved in a game, and they saw it, and they was like, "You cannot wear that tank top under your jersey because it's not regulated. It's not it's official NBA gear." I'm like, you can't even see it. we saw it at one point in the game. Like, are you serious right now? And then we had the rule where you could only have, like, I think no more than 3 colors in your shoes. It used to be really, really strict when David Stern, like in the beginning of the year. And I had this one time where Discover card came to me during the playoffs. They said, hey, if you put Discover on your body during the playoffs, we'll pay you $50,000. The NBA somehow found out about it. Said, if you put it on your body, we're gonna fine you $100,000. So I'm like, oh hell no. So it was a lot of things that, with the uniforms.
They used to crack down on you hard.
Yeah, they used to crack down hard on us about it.
All right. Well, at least you couldn't see through your pants, because that would have made your era of the NBA a lot more interesting.
Exactly.